YouTube family, what is good? Today we have a super dope tutorial for you guys. We're going to be doing a nice clean fade with the beard lineup. We're going to go ahead and enhance the line, have the curls popping, and all that jazz. But before I get into this tutorial, I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys to stop begging for that person and stop begging for that group of people's time and attention. Right? If they can't see the value and everything you have to offer and bring to the table, then those aren't the people you should be seeking that time and attention from. The people you should be seeking time and attention and feedback from are the people that see what you have going on, see the vision that you have for it, and want to invest in it. Right? If you keep asking the same people for time and attention and you're begging all the time, then they're not worthy of that time and attention that you seek from them. Right? So take a step back and analyze, what do you truly have to offer? Right? What value do you bring to the table? And only seek feedback and attention from people that believe in what you have going on. Right? And they don't have to agree with everything, but they have to see the vision that you have set in place and see the potential that you have in that. And those are the people that you should be seeking time and attention from. Stop begging for people's time and attention that don't want anything to do with you.
Clear out the room, I'm coming through. They wanna see what I'm about. Yeah, I got skills, do it for the thrill. I'm on a paper route. Extra, read about it. I'm today's trending topic.
So let's get right into the cut. So we are going to start off with our clipper, which is our Wahl magic clip all the way closed. And we're going to go ahead and establish our bald line. So we're going to start where his eyebrow kind of ends. And then we're going to slope it around his ear and we're going to drop it towards the back. And I'm going to set in this line with my clipper first because it's going to allow me to set in my bald line not too harshly and to make it a lot easier for me to get rid of it. And now, right above that clipper close, we're going to come with the clipper all the way open. And we're going to go up here about a thumb's width. So I would say that's more so about an inch right here. And we're going to continue to follow that same shape that we created with our clipper closed. And then I'm going to slightly make that line bigger towards the back because we have a lot more canvas to blend. And now to get rid of that line in between, I'm going to come in with my lever halfway. And I'm going to go ahead and attack that line. And as I move up in the guideline, I'll gradually go ahead and open up that lever. And I'm staying real consistent here. And I'm making sure that I'm not coming all the way up to the top of that line with my lever, closed. I want to make sure that it's open by the time I get towards the top of that guideline. And the reason I'm leaving the hair at the bottom is because it's going to give me a nice contrast when I blend. It's going to allow me to see, those minor imperfections a lot better. Or at least I feel like it does. And now for our next step, we're going to come in with our one guard all the way open. And we're going to continue to maintain that shape where it drops towards the back. And you want to make sure, because as you guys saw, that you're always brushing the hair back down, because as I cut it, it's pushing the hair up. So I want to make sure that I'm brushing it down more so in its natural position. And I'm going up about a full inch here, just maintaining that same shape, staying real consistent. I'm not setting in this line too harshly. I'm kind of coming off the shape of his head towards the top of that guideline. And now to get rid of that line in between the open and one open, I'm coming in with my half guard open. And then you'll see me gradually go ahead and close that lever until that line is blended out. And you'll see I'm just working at it. Taking my time. Making sure that I'm getting every, dark spot that I see. Using a lot of the corner of my blade as well to get into those dark areas so I don't, take that line up too high or create another line. And especially towards the back, you want to make sure that you're paying a lot more attention, because the occipital bone creates a lot of indentations that you're going to need to work around. But I'm just going open to close, seeing what works and what doesn't. You'll see me cutting at an angle to make sure that I'm cutting against the grain of the hair so I can get the best blend possible. And now right above that, we're going to come in with the biggest guard that we are going to use, and this is my 2 guard. And with this 2 guard open, I'm not necessarily creating a line. I'm trying my best to blend into the length on top as best as possible. So I'm coming in with the 2 guard open, and as I get towards the parietal ridge of his head, you'll see me just come off the shape of that and just kind of freehand up into the top. And this is going to make it a lot easier when I come in with clipper over comb and thinning shear over comb to blend that. And now right under that 2 guard open, I'm coming in with my 1.5 all the way open. And then you'll see me gradually again go ahead and close that lever all the way. And we're staying real patient, real consistent here. And you'll see, even as I'm attacking that line with the 1.5, it's not really getting rid of it too much, and that's because the back of his head is a lot more dense. So you're going to see me come back here with my 1 guard open and just go ahead and use the corner of that 1 guard open to attack that line and get it blended out. So I'm coming in with my lever open, using the corner, and then I'll close it if it's not doing the job. And you'll see how effective this really is, especially in this area right here where it drops towards the back. So you'll see me just go ahead and I'm just playing with the levers, seeing what works and what doesn't. I'm always starting open and then closing. I'm not going in closed and then risking taking off too much hair. If you go in open, it's kind of like giving you more room for mistakes, you feel me? And now where we left off with that 2 guard open, I'm going to come in with clipper over comb. So I'm coming in with my comb and then flaring out slightly. And everything sticking out of that comb, I'm going ahead and taking off with my clipper. And my clipper is in the lever all the way open position. And you can already see how this is blending into that length very nicely. And you're gonna see right here, I'm going kind of upwards with it instead of sideways, and that's because sideways is more so to debulk the hair in this case. And then when I'm going like this, it's kind of blending a lot better. So you'll see me just continue to do that, and I feel like it just feeds through the hair and allows me to get into those dark areas a lot better than a guard would. Especially right here, you'll see me just follow it all the way up. Because that comb against the head with the lever all the way open is equivalent to a 1 guard for the most part. So it allows me just to detail a little bit better. And now I'm coming in with my comb here and my thinning shears. And I'm just going to go ahead and soften everything up, get rid of those dark areas. And you can already see how that blend is coming together very nicely. And now we're going to go ahead and come over to the other side, and we're going to follow the same exact system. So I already established that first bald line with the clipper closed. And now right above that, I'm going to come in with my lever all the way open, maintaining that same shape. And now I'm going to come in with my lever halfway, and I'm going to go ahead and just tap at that line, trying to get it blended out. And then I close the lever a little bit more. And we're just going to continue to do this until we get, all the lines blended out. And now we're going to follow that up with our 1 guard open once again. Just continuing to do the same exact thing. Continuing to follow that system that we have established. And we're just continuing to go over the hair to make sure that it's all truly a 1 guard open. And you can just see how dropping it towards the back kind of complements his head shape. And that's because it just keeps that that weight towards the crown area. It allows the curls to look more even and it sits on the head very well. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I usually always drop it towards the back when we're doing any sort of mid to low fade. And again, as you guys can guess, just like we did on the other side, we're coming in with our half guard all the way open. And then I'm going to go ahead and play with it until I get that line as blended out as I can. And we're going to do the same thing towards the back. And you can just see the more that we work at that line and, you know, trying to get it out, it just, you know, comes together nicely. So you want to make sure that you're always staying patient. You're not trying to just burn through the process, and you're making sure that you're paying attention to detail throughout every step of the process. And now again, we're going to come in with our 2 guard all the way open, coming off the shape of his head, trying not to dig into the curls too much because you don't want to give him that flat top look. But especially towards the back, you'll see I'm just flaring out towards the top of the line. And now we're going to come in with our 1.5 open, and then we'll gradually go ahead and close the lever until the line is, you know, completely blended out. And you can see on this client, especially towards the area of his box and arch area, it stayed pretty dark with that 2 guard open. But say you're cutting someone's hair whose hair is much more fine, you can always go into that area with a bigger guard and then gradually move lower, so you don't risk making that area too light. So I could have attacked that specific area with the 4 guard and then move my way down to the 2, just because you know, if I go in with the 2 and his hair is too fine, I could potentially make the area too light, so where the fade looks unbalanced. You feel what I'm saying? But now right after that 1.5, we're gonna follow it up with our 1 guard open, and that's because it didn't really get rid of all the lines. It just kind of made it, you know, a little cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead and just make this blend a lot more fluid with this 1 guard. And you can really see from this angle all the corner work that I really do use when I'm trying to get rid of this line right here. And now to blend into the length on top, we're coming in with our clipper over comb, and we're just trying to blend into that length as best as possible. And like I said, I'm doing this to kind of blend a little bit better, and then when I go sideways, it's more so to debug. And I don't know why I didn't cut this part out, but we're just gonna wait. And now right here, you'll see me go upwards with that comb, and we're just, you know, blending that line out a little bit better. Because like I said, this comb against the head with the clipper all the way open is equivalent to a 1. So I'm attacking that area where I would use the 1 guard with this system or this specific technique, because I feel like it just gets certain areas a lot better than that 1 guard by itself would have done. And now I'm using my 1.5 open here. And you'll see me even go do clipper over comb with the 1.5. You know, just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And now I'm using that comb with the thinning shear to just, you know, soften everything up, bring everything together a little bit better. I'm telling you, I don't know if I could, you know, I could do a fade without thinning shears, but thinning shears make it a whole lot better when blending out dark areas, especially when it's going into longer length on top. And now we're going to go ahead and take everything off with our trimmer. And I'm making sure that I'm not taking the trimmer too high up. I want to stop where I left off with the clipper open. And you can see how when we take the hair off the bottom, it really made the blend look really clean. So now I'm following up with the shaver, getting a little bit closer to the skin to really make that blend pop. And now we're going to go ahead and blend into his beard. So I'm going in with the lever closed, and then I'm gradually opening up that lever as we move down into the beard. And this is a little bit of a deeper blend into the beard since he doesn't have, you know, a Rick Ross beard to work with. But usually I would keep it, you know, right where the bottom of the ear is. And now to line, we're gonna start off the lineup by lining up his arches first. So I'm starting at the top of the arch and then going to the bottom and meeting it in the middle. And that's how I'm gonna get that nice round shape without, you know, digging into it too much. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And the reason I start off with lining up the arches first is because this is gonna allow me to make it easier for me to line up the front and make sure it's symmetrical, because we have reference points, right? Because now after we make sure that the arches are symmetrical, all we have to worry about is the front lineup and the box. But before we get into the front lineup, I guess I wanted to do the beard first, so I'm lining up the back of the beard and the bottom. And we're gonna shave his neck, get it nice and clean. And now to get into the lineup, I'm gonna start in the middle of his hairline and then move towards the right side, making sure that I'm keeping it as natural as possible while getting it as crispy and as clean as possible as well. And this particular client has a tapered hairline. That's why we have the clips up and that part sectioned off. And now we're gonna move towards the left side of his head, still doing the same exact thing, keeping it natural but getting it as sharp as we can possibly get it. And that lineup really just brings everything together. And now to go ahead and enhance the entire haircut and darken up the arch area, we're gonna go ahead and use our Kiss semi-permanent hair color in our airbrush. And we're gonna make sure that we're keeping it as natural looking as possible. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So you'll see me spray a little bit, pull the card away, and then see if I need to apply more. I'm gonna do the same thing for the corners and front lineup. And you can already see how it enhances the total look of the haircut. And now we're gonna go ahead and hit this with the razor. So you want to make sure that you're stretching the skin, because what you want to do with the razor is just get rid of all those hairs that the trimmer couldn't get and sharpen everything up. And now we're gonna move on to the beard. So I'm gonna start at the bottom of the beard, and then you'll see me move towards the top of the beard, and then I'm going to connect those two reference points in the middle. And just like the arch on the side of his head, this is going to allow me to get that nice round shape on the beard line without digging into it too much. And then I'm going to brush away that first initial ash line and line it up again, and that's how we're going to make sure that we have a truly sharp and crisp line. And now we're going to move to the other side and do the same exact thing. So I did the bottom of the beard, and then I'm going to go to the top of the beard and connect that in the middle. So family, this is how my man came in looking before, and he needed a little cleanup, so we went ahead and got him together. This is the after. Family, if you watched the entire video and it helped you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and drop a comment down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow me at JClipperHands on IG. And like always, I will catch you guys next time.